Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay friends, so yesterday we completed our material. I decided to leave it like that. For me, it is good. Of course, remember that I told you that you can do all the variations that you want. You can also create the materials in another way at different characteristics. I just tried the only goal, the goal to when you recreate. Okay, we are talking about materials. So the goal to recreate, the goal here is try to recreate what you see in the reference. In this case, you can see the reference image, this wrought iron coated with paint and also rust because of no maintenance. And I try to do the same here in my project. You can add more bumpness with a normal with a bump node, more characteristics in the normal texture. In this case, we are not using textures, we're using nodes to recreate everything. And here we are supposed to bake this material so we can have the diffuse. Ambient occlusion, I think that is not necessary, but just in case I'm going to... Is ambient occlusion necessary here? No, maybe no. The normal, the roughness, metalness in this case, and nothing else. I just those textures. Displacement is also a really good texture, but in this case I don't use it a lot. I think that I only use displacement when I have to create high poly assets. This is not the case, and it is not necessary for me. So you can see the combination, the graph that we created, and I created the goal that is, if we just have one super chat, I'm going to share this file in the Discord server with you. Okay, so that's the goal. I think that it is something easy. And today we're going to continue. Let's check a little bit again the material, and then we're going to close this file, and then we're going to return to the modeling file and try to now fix the doors. For the doors, we need to create the thickness of the wall and also the interior part of the doors. I think that also I need to move the doors to a little bit to the front. We're going to do that today, okay? We're going to start to do that today. Let's see if we can finish. Okay. I think that's all. Just so let's get started. Again, we're going to try to do this once in a while, trying to create the materials, and once we're going to apply it to the assets, then we're going to do the baking process and see if the seamless is working and all of that. Right now, these PBR materials that I am creating works for any shape with no UVs and wrapping and all of that. Of course, if you want to use it for games and certain projects, you should unwrap and have the UV unwrapping for your assets. In this case, it is not necessary. For render, it is not necessary. And also, it is a good strategy because having too much information like this one is going to make your PC slow. It's going to make your PC to work a lot. So that's why maybe it is better to bake the textures and then use it in your assets. And now just think about, we are using just this for the security bars. We need to, if we are talking about a house, we need to add other materials like wood for the doors, the walls, the different the combination that we're going to do, like we did here with the walls too, for the roof and the other props that we're going to have for our houses. Okay, so let me turn off the camera and we're going to start. Let me know if you have any questions, or maybe you have something to say. Maybe you have another way to create these PBR materials. Remember, again, this is what I am trying, this is the way that I found to create it, and I create this here with you. Of course that I checked something before because I don't remember some things because I don't do this like every day. Of all the things that I do, sometimes I do something in a week, then I return to another thing in a week, then I do another thing. Doing too much things is like, if you don't do it, especially for me, I forgot some things, but it is just I have to check something and then I remember everything. Okay, so let's check very quickly here the material so we can return to the other file and continue with the modeling. So here we have the metal material, the metal characteristics, and here we have the painting. I don't separate this by groups because, as you can see in the bump, I use for both sides. You can group and write what is this about. What I did something wrong. I did something wrong. What happened? I did. I think that I disconnect something. Okay, so I was saying that this part is for the painting. Let's do a close-up, or maybe we should use the sphere. Let's use the sphere. Sphere. Okay. So let's go to this region. Okay. Here you can see that you have some spots with the one material and the other material. Hello, welcome. And we can control which materials we're going to look and which materials we're going to look in the other part by using this. We're going to mix first the two materials, in this case, with this mix shader, and to control what we're going to see, we're going to use the factor. And for the factor, I created a noise texture. In this case, I combined two noise textures with different characteristics. One is these small spots that you can see here, and the other one is the big areas. I used this node, that is a math node, add, to mix both and to make it completely to reach the full blending. I use color ramp to have like a little bit bump of bumpness in both areas. I connected a bond in both normal principal VSDF in both nodes. Now let's check about the paint. For the paint, I just create a simple noise texture and I use a color ramp. This control the color. You can see the color. Here you can see I use the white. In this case, it is not completely white, but it's something similar to white, and a little bit darker, the same color. If you are going to use blue, red, or any color that you want, do the same. Put the main color here and add a little bit darker color here. With this noise texture, you're going to control some tiny spots that is going to give us a great texture here for this material. And the roughness, metallic, of course 0, because this is paint. And the roughness, it is not too shiny, so I keep it like that. And I don't want to say some areas needs to be rough and so shiny, another no. I just want the same level of roughness for all the paint material. Now let's go to the metalness. In the metalness, all of this area, I play with different colors first, here in the base color. 4 colors, so that why I makes 4 colors to create like this effect of see some rusty details and the metalness here. With that we can say, okay, this is an old material. So these are the main colors, and I just add extra nodes to have some transition between colors. Nothing special, just that colors. Then here I decided, okay, but if we check about the rusty details, you need to understand that if you have rust in your metal, that means not only color, that means also that you lose some properties of metal. In this case, the metalness conducts like electricity, it is a little bit shiny, things like that. So if we have rust, that is not going to happen in the rust area. So I say, okay, knowing that, I need to create that effect here too. So first the metalness, we should have the metalness only in the main color of the metal. If you say, but this is too black, you can see that in the picture, it is like black. And also I check the material with you here in the live stream for wrought iron hex color, and I just take that combination and paste it here, and that is the color, and I say, oh, it's similar to this one, okay, I'm going to keep it. That's why it is too dark, because the material, the metal material, it has that color. Now this is only going to have the metalness and also the shiny. This material, this wrought iron, is not too shiny. I keep it in 0.5, something like that. Sorry, first the metalness. So we can have here the metalness and here non-metalness. But how I control it if metalness is only 1 and 0? We can do it with the color ramp. So using the same noise texture that is going to give me, these areas are going to be metals and these other areas are going to be paint, I use the same texture and use the color ramp to say, here in this I'm also going to create another like restricted areas only for metalness and the other parts for rusty details. How do you say rustiness, rusty? I don't know the word. Please let me know. And I use full white and full black. So full white, I think that is for the metalness, and full black is for the non-metalness. I always confuse with that, but you just can check it by seeing the result. If you change it, it's going to go to the other areas. So, okay, here I use it. This one is metalness and the other one is not. And I just leave a small gap here in between these two marks to say we should have a little transition with trying to lose the metalness here. So that's why you see these parts like that. Now I did something similar with roughness. The metalness, some metal materials are very shiny, but others no. In this case, this one was not very shiny, and also because of the lack of maintenance, it is going to lose some properties again. So I decided to leave it like that. The metalness, I'm going to keep it with the same level of metalness that it is new. In this case, like 0.5, I don't remember. And the rusty part is going to have maybe a little bit of rusty detail, of shine. So I didn't use to try to create that effect. Again, you can use values, say 0.5 and the other 0.9. But again, color ramp is the best option, so you again can have a little here gap to leave some transition, and to try to use the material to keep what you are saying that you want to reach. You need to play with the grayness in this case. So instead of make this completely black, I make it a little bit gray, so it is showing that we are not going to full apply in the shiny metal, the shiny effect here. Here you have the base color, and let's check now the bump details that we add. You can see here some kind of texture that is like going out. The first one I already told you is for the color. It is not looking maybe as good as we want, but you can see that the paint is not the same thing. If we have like a clear if we see clearly that the paint is going to be like really out from the other level of from the level of the metal, then we need to increase this value, but that is not the situation. Once sorry, this one was not the bump. I was saying no, this is the bump, and I just leave with these values here. Then I use the first other bump. The detail that I used was I created another noise texture. I increase a lot the noise texture here, and I just play with the characteristics here: detail, here roughness, lacunarity. I play with those details here in the nodes, and use a mix shader to say, in the rusty I want the bump area to be like to have more bump area, and in the metal area the same texture but with less bump with less with a lower level of bump details in the metal area, and the factor is the same as the metalness. I use mixed, and with that you can see that here you clearly see this small. Let me see if I can go more, if I can go near here so you can see the differences. Look, no, that was too much. Look, we can see here clearly level of bumpiness. I don't know if that is a word. And in the metalness we have the same, but not too much. And to finish this material for me, I decided to use the color ramp, create another color ramp to say in the orange area that is the color of the rusty details, I want that to be a little bit out from the metalness, and that's why you can see like this. Look, like it is pumping out from the metalness, and I want this to be more like the paint. The paint is not too much like this one, but for this one I think that it should be like that. Also with that you can see like maybe the paint is at the same level, or maybe the paint has rust. You can see the transition here. That's why I did it in that way, and that's what I created for the material, inspired by this. Maybe the only thing that you can say, but it is not looking really good, is that maybe some small spots should have the same level here, like the in the let me one moment please, let me think about something. Yes, saying that some smaller spots, but the bigger ones from the group of smaller spots should have the gray that is the color of the metal. Maybe that is something that I am missing here. You can do it, you can try to add it, but I think maybe if you ask me, I will do it, but maybe in the future I will do it. Well, now I think that it is good. We just only have to maybe create another noise texture here and add a color ramp and change the values and then try to use that. No, I have to combine. Yes, I have to combine that. It's going to be a little bit complicated. I think that we can do. And put the connect that new combination from the two nodes, noise textures, here to the three material, to the three nodes here. You can try it, you can try it. For me, it is good as you see in the picture. Maybe here I would like to have a little bit of metalness, but I should create another one, because if I try to combine here, it's going to affect all the small spots too. I don't want that. Maybe this material that I don't want to have is too rusty. Okay, but I like it. Again, that is up to you. Like in like in the sculpting process, you can always try to find. Maybe here I have maybe here I have another. I can polish and improve it, and you always find something that you can improve. But I think that it is good. I don't know that I see. I just want to add it. No, but we should continue with our project. Now that I see, I just want to add it. It's like no. The only bad thing about this is that I have to change. If I change something here, I need to change the same thing here. If you ask me, we can try to do it in the extra thing that I want, but right now I want to do it, but there's no need. We can try it again. It depends on what you want, how you want to use this material. For me, it is a very rusty material. Maybe we can try to change a little bit these values, but if I do that, I need to do the same for these two. Again, this is something that you can try. You always find a way to improve, but we need to stop. You need to know when to stop. Again, maybe in the future I can come here and say, hey, let's try to do it, but no, not right now. We already have something and we need to continue. Again, the thing that I just thinking is trying to make these spots maybe smaller and making more of these spots, of these tiny spots, and add another layer of smaller spots with bigger spots, of course. In the smaller, if we're talking about the smaller spots, add in the group something a little bit bigger to add the gray color to say this is metal. That is the only thing, and also increase the level of metalness that you can see here. Something that maybe we can try to do it. For example, here it would be nice to have, but I think that here and more in these areas, it depends on how I change this. Let me try to see to do something. For example, if I move that here, I'm going to lose the color, right? I don't remember. Let me see what happens if I move this. It's like nothing is changing. I need to move this. Like that, for example. Like that, for example. We can change it like that. I lose. Oh, I lose my. No. I lost my orange. And also, it doesn't depend more in this. I need to change that. Let's test it in the maybe we can leave it like that. Look, you have more of the. Now the only thing that I need to do is adjust this. Now we need to adjust. Let me see something here. One moment. Okay, this area. Okay, let's check, for example, now that we made those changes, we need to change the metalness, so maybe 0.5, 0.5, the same. $35. With that you can see how it changed. Maybe it was too much. What do you think? It was too much, right? I need to maybe this one goes. See this one? I don't remember what. This was for pump. Let me try something. One moment, please. Let's just play with this bar. It's too much. I lost the. Here I lost something. Again, you can play with the material the way you want. It depends on, again, on what you're looking for. For me, again, this is good. If you want to try something else, you have all the values here. You can change the way you want. These ones are the most important if we want to see the level of. Just but trying to do that, I'm going to. You know what I don't like about this? I lost a lot of some rust. For example, here, rusty connections. Is there a way to go back? No. So, Let me reduce the, now that I change this, let's move it to 0.2. Yes, we can keep it like that. Here maybe we can, I don't know, 0.2. Another thing that I want to change, this is maybe too big. It's better. Just a little bit better. And again, you can adjust the way you want it. It depends on how you want your material. Maybe here I can now reduce that to 0.1 because I have bigger these areas here. That depends on how you want your material. I'm going to keep it like that. This is the one that I want to share. If we want, we can add extra spots, small spots here, combine, and try to add the black areas there. Let's see if we can do that. First, okay, we have this one. This one is the one that we're going to use. But something important that I didn't see is that I am using this. Okay, let me try. Have that. This is the problem. Here, the problem is this. If I combine these two, it's going to be a disaster. Because I have grayness here. And I control what I see and what I don't see. Here. See? I mix. No, it is going to be a disaster because see. Try to use this one. Yes, that is a problem. I have a gray scale here. I don't have a. It's not helping me. Unless I use a color ramp. And I'm going to have a disaster if I combine that. Oh no. Let me see. Let me see. Here, for example, just with this one. If I combine it only using this one, then we have something. Here, let's use add. Or let me use this one. Okay, we have that. It's a complete disaster. Subtract. It's not working. this video here. One moment, please. Mix looks perfect, but instead of okay, okay, same thing. Okay, okay. Let me try multiply now. Mix is the one for now. I don't want to affect this. I want to affect the other area. Subtract maybe not. No, this one not. This one are not going to. Mix is the perfect one. No, but. I found a way to combine both, but it is not helping. One moment, please. I need a way to invert, because right now it is like only affecting the, you see them, white areas. I want to affect the dark areas. How can we affect only the areas that the other, I need a way to invert. This one is better. Look, but I need to invert this. Let me see something. Color ramp. Okay. I found the solution. Also, I need a way to reduce these spots, or these are the perfect ones. I want to make this a little bit bigger, so let me reduce to 80 maybe. Okay, 80. Detail 5 is good. Let me see something here. But there are too much of these spots. I need to make this. Yes, now is good, but again we need to reduce that. So maybe here I need another color ramp. I think that I can, instead of color ramp, I can use a hue saturation. Let me try something. Instead of color ramp, Saturation, this one. No, this is going to, no. Sorry, this one, no. Here. No. I am doing things wrong. No, this is for another, no. Okay, let's use a color ramp. And I want to reduce the number of these spots. Too much. How can I reduce the number of the spots? No, maybe, but okay, but if we think about this, the number of spots is not a problem, maybe because it is affecting the areas where you have the, maybe the number of the spots are not the problem. See what happens if I change. Yes, this is the one that is going to affect us. If I change this, so let's use only this one for a moment. Sorry, this is a disaster. No, I think that is, no, this is not going to help. Sorry. I made a big mistake. I lost the whole meterness. No, this is the meterness. No, I am good. I'm good. Just because this is the meterness. Let me see something. If I come here, no, I lose the. One moment. Yes, I lose the. I lose the metals. No, that is not the way. If I'm going to have this here, I should have this place. It invert. Okay, now we came to the same problem. The thing here. Okay, let me explain. I maintain the color here, but I want these tiny spots to be here, not here. That is the problem that I have. If I find that, sorry. Multiply is not helping me. Darken is better. It reduces the level of. Let me try. Yes. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Right now. Divide. Okay. Okay, divide. Looks good. Yes. But this is too much. I need to reduce that level of. I need to reduce the level of. I want to reduce, but not the that. Let me try to increase the number of the spots, and by that, this is a disaster. No, 10 is too much. 25, 30, let's start with 30. Reduce the level of detail. No, I reduced too much. 5 was good. 0.1. So 0.6. No, 0.5. 0.5. Disaster. Okay, need to be careful with this. Play with these values. And what else? Now I need to combine it with the not only the colors, I need to combine it here or not. Sorry. Yes, but I have here. I want that here. How can I? It's not helping. This is not helping. The metalness is the one. No. What I need to adjust something because this is not good. I don't want this to be affected. I want only here. Divide help me. Mix no. Mix is definitely not. I already tried with. Multiply is perfect, but I want white spots in here. That is the problem. Not black spots here. Look. Sorry. I don't want that. I want the other thing to appear here. I think that I'm failing in the blend mode. But look, this one is also 0.5 connected directly. 0, no, 0.3 maybe. That is the thing, but I want that not only affecting this, I want that to affect here. I know what happened. I know why this is not affecting the paint, because I didn't combine it with the paint. So let's do that. So it was my fault. Factor here, another add. That was the. But look, it is not good. This is not good. Disaster. Here I am failing. If I only leave it like this, it is also what happened here. Sorry, I changed to something. Here maybe we have something. If I connect it only this part. Okay. Oh no, it is not what I want. What do you say? We keep it like in the original and I try to find something later. Yes, the music is going to stop. So maybe let's leave it like the way it was. I'm not. I'm going. No, I'm not going to touch. I'm going to try this off camera and I'm going to bring the solution here. If I find it again, the material was good. I just wanted to add something extra. There is no need to do that. Sorry. Let's return to what we have. Okay, let's leave it like that. I'm going to try to add it in. If I couldn't do it, then uh, we just leave it like that, okay? So I'll be back in a moment, okay? Okay, I'm back. And for the last part of our streaming, I'm going to start working with the walls here with the doors. We already fixed what I want to do is to add the other layer of the wall to have like interior. Remember that I'm going to just think about that I'm creating a full house with a lot of characteristics. That is not something that you should do, but I am doing that with the purpose to have different options later to use. For example, if I only want to use exterior, okay, I delete everything inside. If I want something in the interior, I delete some things that I don't want outside, just to for that. I am not going to add like really high poly details, not something simple, something that you can see at least the characteristics of the objects, because we're going to add props. Only for that. Now let's go with let me hide the let's go with window 1. Store. Then door wall. It is really an option, and maybe that I need to bake this. It is not going to work for what we want. Okay, this is the one. Yes. Okay, so first let's add the other part of the wall. First let me delete it. And maybe for the doors, okay, these are good news for the doors. I think that I don't need to move my door, I just need to, or maybe just, let's first add these details here, okay? Ah, okay, I can see. Okay. Okay. Okay, the first part is created. Now let's go with this one. Let me see. Close it. You know what? Let me do this in this way so I don't have to recreate this. I'm going to move this to the center. I'm going to create a mirror modifier here, like that. The same for the other one. So now we have both sides. And now the problem is the door should be in the inside. 15 centimeters is this one, right? Yes, 15 centimeters. Okay, so what happened here? So maybe first I should create the inner part and then we'll see. Okay, we need to, maybe not, let's just create the inner part. One moment, let me see the thickness of a wooden door in the frontal part. One moment, I'll be back in a moment. Let me see here with my own door. Until that, please subscribe and give a like if you are new. I'll be back in just a few seconds. Okay, I'm back. I checked the door and I think that the number is 4 centimeters. Let me see something. Sorry. Yes, we're good with the scale. Let me separate this line just for a moment. I made this to, but if I made this just for a reference, but I don't need this in the door. Separate it to a collection, maybe to a scene collection. Hide it. So now I can delete this and let's try to add a solidify. I'm going to use one. No, minus one. Too much. 0.4. keep it like that. Select everything, edge, sharp. And I'm going to keep it like that so we can open and close the door. And I don't have weird, like something weird here. I'm going to keep it like that. But you know, no, that is too much. That is too much. It is not necessary. I wanted to say, okay, maybe we can make, no, that is too much. That is too much. Let's leave it like that. Yeah, center. Great. So now let's go to window 1. Window. I'm talking door. Door is the one that I should add. Wooden door. So all of these characteristics I am not going to see the result here, and I should add everything. I should merge this again. Yes, I need to merge this again. I just separate this, thinking that no, but I'm going to bake. I'm going to bake these textures. This is not good as I imagine. I need to bake these textures. Let me merge this. One moment. What happened here? Okay, keep it like that, and add the same details here in the other side. Mirror. Now and it is perfect because I don't have to move the door. It is almost near the level of the wall. When you are inside, you see that the door is almost here, because you're going to open it to the inside, like that. Okay, so now that we fixed that, we need to create something extra. So let's check the, okay, wooden door, lockset 1. This one, for example, if we move to the other side, we are not going to have the same lockset. We're going to have something simple. Let me check. One moment, please. I think that I have here. Yes, look. I'm going to create like a standard lockset to put it in the inside. Let me check. One moment, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I just check, and we need something simple here. And I think that I'm going to create something simple for all the doors. No, I'm not going to create, because you can change the design, but no, I'm going to create something simple. Let me check the other lock sets that I have. Lock set 1. No, I have to create different lock sets because of the level of the lock sets. I mean, yes, I need to create something. Yes, the same level. Yes, I need to create something. Just add that here, the same part of a lock set. No problem with that. Lock set 3, the same here. Set 4. This one is the one that we should use. So let me just, and I don't know why I use this one for this door. This door, well, we can keep it. I just created this one on purpose to leave it like with a simple design, but too much detail. Maybe, I'm going to delete this lock set, and I'm going, no. This lock set is for other. Okay, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to take this design and create the inner part. So let me start with this. The only characteristic that you will find in the door is the door, like in the inside. You're going to have in this part, you're going to have like something to lock the door from the inside, something that you can manipulate with your fingers, and in the outside, of course, you need your key. Here you're going to have something just to open, not something to put your key here, but it makes sense because you have two lock sets. Okay, yes, so we should have something like this one. It makes sense because look, we have in every part where we have a lock set, something where we need to put a key, we need something like this. This is one design, and we have another design. So here and here we need something to manipulate. Just. So let's start with this one. I'm going to keep it like that, and let me create something extra here for the lock set. Same here. Sorry, I forgot about this. And here we need to create this here. and we can make this simple. This is too much. Let me this here in this part. Wait. Sorry. I was saying, what is this? Sorry. Maybe we can put, but I need this. Okay, don't put. Okay, how can we create this one and how? I don't remember the design for this. It's like. No, perfect. Here, let me see. I don't remember. One moment, please. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, so like this, we can create multiple designs. This is the basic. I think that I am not going to create multiple designs. I'm just going to use this one and change the color. Maybe change the size of this part. So you can see here, and I need just to create this part here. But we're going to do that next week because we're in the end of our streaming. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay friends, so what we did today is first try to add extra details to the material. I'm going to try to do it off camera and bring to you the solution. Maybe the mistake that I am making first was not using what I am creating for the painted and for the factor. That is the first mistake that I made. So I need to fix that first too, and then try to use the combination to affect the color and the roughness and metalness of the metal part of the metal design of the material. Just to add the extra detail, maybe with that I think that we finish. Yes, I think that's maybe you know what? Maybe we can add some rust color to the painted version, and yes, we can do that. Yes, I'll try to find, but it is going to to keep the material real, like the one that you see in the reference. Then we come back to the modeling file, the one that you're looking at the screen, and we're going to add extra details to the doors to have the inner and the outer side of the doors. So again, maybe it is, I am thinking that I need to bake textures and add more details here to the doors. I'm going to try not to add high poly details. Again, if we're not going to use some assets, I'm just going to delete, depending on the render. Remember that we are our first goal is to create a zombie apocalypse, post-apocalyptic scene, environment, a city, not a neighborhood. So I need to create a lot of assets, a lot of assets. This project is going to be really long, but once in a while we're going to do different things, for example with the materials, with the modeling, and maybe we're going to stop for a while, start a new project, a new series, shorter, and then we can return here. Maybe we can do that so you don't get boring. And I want to do this here with you. My idea is to use this for a game, but I think that I will need to change a lot of things, and the main thing is going to delete a lot of polygons that you can see right now. I'm going to delete a lot of those details, because if we do that for a game, it is not going to work for what we want. So yes, that's all. First, if I want to create a game, first I need to create a prototype, and for the prototype we should only use cubes, a simple mannequin, but I want to create my animations, and that is the special thing that you will see for the game. I want to do that here with you. I don't want to just when I create the prototype, I'm going to do this here with you. And also I think if I want to create a game or something similar to a game, I think that I need to create copyright for that, because that is my original creation, of course. But for the scene, I think that you find a lot of post-apocalyptic scenes in stores, so it is not something special. The special thing are going to be maybe the monsters and the characters. Maybe not the weapons. No, weapons is also something that I will upload to my stores. Yes, something like that. So okay, so that's all for today, friends. We're going to continue with this project on Monday again if I don't have something extra to another project. Remember that I don't have control right now of my schedule, so you'll have that. I will try to improve the material that I'm working on, and I'm going to create the same goal. If you want, you can. If you want to get a PBR material, we need to reach the goal. The goal is just one super chat of any level, and I will drop the file in the Discord server to all of you. So that's all. Thanks for coming. Please remember to subscribe, give it a like, share this content with others, leave a comment below. Follow me on my other platforms, Twitch, Kick. I'm creating different projects there on my social media accounts, X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find my friends as Arco in Twitch, Kick, and on the social media accounts. If you want to know what kind of computer I'm using, you have the KitCon link. In that site, you're going to find all the components I use for my PC. And if you want me to collaborate with your project as a freelancer, you can contact me. There's my email there, the social media accounts, the LinkedIn page. You can create a project on Upwork, C-Trader, SMS Messenger too. And if you want to support my work, remember that you have super stickers, super chats, super thanks, memberships, PayPal link, and even better, you can get one of my models. If you want assets for your games and animation, you can visit my Turbosquare store. If you want sculptures for 3D printing, you can visit my Core Series store. And also you have C-Trader, a third option where you're going to find both assets, sculptures, and also low poly environments, exclusive low poly environments. So that's all, friends. Thanks for coming. In the evening, I think that I didn't do the streaming for Twitch yesterday, so maybe this evening we'll do the Twitch streaming. We're going to continue with our musketeer. I think that today I'm going to sculpt, polish the face. Yes, maybe that's what we're going to do today. Remember that I am in the stage where I am adding low poly details. We already have the lower body, and now we're working we already have the weapon, the helmet, and now I'm working on the upper body, face, hair, arms. The arms is going to be a little bit complicated because in some parts I have the fingers together, and I don't like to merge everything for the render settings. I want always to keep that separated, and of course when I create the sculpt version, I'm going to merge that. So I will try to find a way. I don't want them to be together, and that is a mistake because maybe if I want to do something for render, I don't need to sculpt. I need to model and to play with textures. But I'm not going to create two versions, only for render and on the other one for. But you know what? No, that is too much work. It's too much work. No, don't think about that. Okay, friends, so that's all. Thanks for coming. Please remember to subscribe and see. Tomorrow we have. I will upload the Pidgeot. We're going to continue with the Pidgeot series. This weekend it is supposed to be uploaded video 3 and 4, Saturday and Sunday. So that's all. Thanks for coming. Please remember to subscribe and see you in the next one.